Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? My name is Dr. Clarence, and welcome back to TV7 Live, where we get to give you all the hottest and top trending topics, broadcasting live and direct from Zimbabwe, Africa. You can Namdala Tuku. What shall we do? There has been news and speculation about Hakainde Hichilema boycotting the SADC summit. How far true is the news? The news is not news. Rather, it is speculation. It is speculation. There is no news like that. So far, it is speculation. If he decides to boycott, would he announce the boycott? And in fact, one big question we should ask is, can Hakainde Hichilema boycott the SADC summit? To those who are watching us live, can you confirm if you can hear me loud and clearly? Can you just confirm? One big question will be, can Hakainde Hichilema boycott the summit? Right about now, we are seeing this image making rounds on social media. Hakainde Hichilema on a billboard in Zimbabwe. Big up to Global News, Timbaza, watching from Gokwe Mbozia. Big up to John Peary, Darlington Misha, everybody who's watching us live. Can you just confirm, to those who are watching us live, guys, can you just confirm if you can hear me loudly and clearly? So we are seeing this image making rounds. Hakainde Hichilema image. If that is the case there showing on the screen, is it the only image that has been put on Zimbabwe billboards? Loud and clear. Thank you very much for those confirmations. Is this the only image? Or maybe all the presidents are there on billboards? As much as people, we may wish for things to happen, we should not go to a point yet not creative journalism where we will be writing stories, our wishes, as if they are facts. That wouldn't be factual. Now the question is, can Hakainde Hichilema boycott? Recently we saw Hakainde Hichilema boycotting a summit that was supposed to be between Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Zambia. This one here. Hichilema boycotts Wildlife Summit with Mnangagwa, Nyusi in Harare. So he sent a representative on this summit. On the SADC summit agenda, some of the things that are supposed to be discussed on the SADC summit agenda is Hakainde Hichilema's report. It is part of the SADC summit. Main summit agenda. I'm just going to read some of the main summit agendas out loud as they are. During summit, several key issues will be addressed, including reports from the chairperson of the organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation. There is a report that is supposed to be discussed there. So when I looked for the report online, the report that I saw did not have Zimbabwe on it. The only nation that was there is the Democratic Republic of Congo. There was the DRC, not Zimbabwe. Okay, number 2, review of the implementation of the SADC Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan, RISDP 2020 to 2030, update on food security and the impact of El Nino-induced drought, progress on the implementation of the previous summit's theme focusing on human and financial capital as drivers of sustainable industrialization. Those are the main summit agenda. Then, significance of the summit. One of the significant events is chairmanship transfer. So Mnangagwa is not taking over from Hichilema, but from Yawo Lorenko of Angola. Chairmanship transition. Zimbabwe will assume the chairmanship of SADC from Angola during this summit. Engagement with citizens. This summit is notable for its intention to enhance visibility and engagement between SADC leaders and citizens, allowing direct interactions rather than just formal appearances. Then broadcast. The opening and closing ceremonies will be broadcast, allowing broader access to the proceedings. So far from proceedings is SADC. Panemangwe akato itko udara I show online where people could interact with a part of the SADC's team. On the 16th, part of the SADC program, there's going to be SADC Organ Troika Ministerial Committee and Summit on the 16th. That is 2 days from now. SADC Ministerial Committee. And remember, the Troika consists of the ongoing, current, and incoming SADC Troika Ministerial Committee. However, it is not clear if Hakainde Hichilema is supposed to be attending. At this meeting. Now, back to the main question. Can Hakainde Hichilema boycott the SADC summit? And should he boycott, what would be the reaction from others? So, possible reasons for boycott and why Hichilema might have boycotted the recent environment summit that was between Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Zambia. The main one is diplomatic tensions. Bear with me, my PC is dragging here and there. I'm still using one screen, so sometimes because the text will be small. So the reasons for diplomatic tensions for boycott. Relationships between Zambia and Zimbabwe has soared significantly, particularly following the 2023 SADC Observer Mission report, which criticized Zimbabwe's election as not free and fair. Hichilema is the chair of the SADC organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation, appointed former Vice President Nevas Mumba to lead this mission, which led to accusations from Zimbabwe that Zambia was attempting to instigate regime change. So the reason number one to boycott is diplomatic tensions. Following the SADC Observer Mission report on Zimbabwe's election, then there were accusations from Zimbabwe that Zambia was attempting to instigate regime change. Then, number two, accusations from Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa. During the recent visit to Russia, Mnangagwa accused Hichilema of posing a regional security threat due to his perceived association with Western powers, particularly the United States. This statement was viewed as an attempt to affront to Zambia's sovereignty and contributed to the diplomatic rift. Number 3, strategic representation. Instead of attending the summit personally, Hichilema opted to send Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba to represent Zambia. This decision underscores the seriousness of the diplomatic dispute and Hichilema's unwillingness to engage directly with Mnangagwa at this time. Number 4, historical context. Tensions between Hichilema and Mnangagwa are rooted in their differing political alignment and approach to governance. Hichilema's more open stance towards Western nations contrasts with Mnangagwa's confrontational approach, particularly regarding human rights and governance issues in Zimbabwe. Now, should Hakainde Hichilema boycott? What may be the implications of boycott? Number 1, regional dynamics. Hichilema's boycott may further strain relations not only between Zambia and Zimbabwe, but also within the broader SADC framework, as it highlights the challenges of regional cooperation. Number 2, future engagements. The ongoing tensions could affect future engagements between the two leaders, particularly as they are expected to interact at subsequent regional summits. Number 3, public perception. The boycott may resonate with certain segments of the Zambian populace who view Hichilema's decision to stand against perceived bullying by Zimbabwean authorities. Hichilema's style. Now, when we go to x.com, we are seeing a post like this one. They are suggestive, not conclusive, suggestive posts. There's this one here. It reads, village intelligence can confirm that President Hichilema's crime was calling heads of states at 3 a.m. when Zimbabwe's election results were announced, while Nevers Mumba was in Zimbabwe mobilizing them to take a stand against the outcome. The SADC leaders who were contacted then leaked everything to Emmerson Mnangagwa. Okay, as this post suggests, it's saying that Hichilema was calling leaders to gain support of the stance towards Zimbabwe election process. Remember, this is not conclusive evidence. Rather, it's an x.com post, which may be true or not true. It may just be speculation, or it may just be creative journalism. Then another one is this one here. On this one, Hakainde Hichilema is directly tagged. It says, Hichilema must not come to SADC summit. Their plans to humiliate him. Now, kana Hichilema achiona this post? If Hichilema sees this post, how would he, as a president, respond to it or be moved by it? Because on this post, where he is tagged, it's somehow gaslighting. Can you believe something that is coming from a post on x.com? If he is active on x.com. Big up to Gilbert Nasho, watching us live. Says, I think he's going to boycott. He is not safe in Zimbabwe. What can Zimbabwe do to him? Zulex, Timbers, Chiwaka Chinyama. I'm happy that Zambia didn't send their soccer team yesterday. Isao Malikes, Ndiripa Gokwe, thank you very much for that one. Anderson Chimkono, Gilbert, Godfrey Chirapa, wonderfully created, says, I'm watching from US. Pride Makono, Richard Rashid Nkomo, watching from Blawayo, Simbisai Makwarimba, Blessing Moyo, says, NPF must go. Watching from Cape Town is Mufaro Washe Minzwa, Ntombi Zodwa, Sikatelenge NPF, Bantu Benkosi, Ndavarwa, I don't know how to kuluma. Yeah. Sikatele. We usually use our translation applications to translate. Big up to everybody who's watching us live. Be with me at this moment. My PC is playing up, is dragging here and there. But anyways, we continue. I'll keep your comments coming now. Remember, on the program, SADC Summit, Hichilema is on the program. As the report is going to be looked into. So him boycotting is not boycotting Mnangagwa. Now, I did a hypothesis on how other leaders may react to Hakainde Hichilema's boycott. How may other leaders react should Hakainde Hichilema boycott the summit? Number one, support for Hichilema. Some leaders may express support for Hichilema's decision, particularly those who share concerns about democratic governance and human rights in Zimbabwe. They may view his boycott as a stand against perceived authoritarianism and a call for accountability within the region. Number two, call for dialogue. Other leaders might call for dialogue between Zambia and Zimbabwe to resolve the diplomatic tensions. They may emphasize the importance of unity and cooperation within SADC and encourage both leaders to engage in decisions to mend their relationship. So it seems already Hakainde Hichilema presented his case to SADC and Africa Union. So still, he has an upper hand. But considering what happened on the recent summit held, or the recent meeting held in Zambia, it's highly unlikely. Number three, concerns over regional stability. Concerns over regional stability. Leaders may express concerns about the implications of the boycott for regional stability. The ongoing rift could be seen as a threat to SADC's cohesion and effectiveness in addressing common challenges, including security and economic development. Number four, pressure on President Mnangagwa. We're still on to how other leaders may react should Hakainde Hichilema boycott the summit. Pressure on Mnangagwa. The boycott could place additional pressure on Mnangagwa, especially if other leaders express discontent with his governance, action, and rhetoric. This could lead to calls for reforms or changes in how Zimbabwe engages with its neighbors. So already we saw the SADC tribunal became ineffective because of Zimbabwe, following Mafama's Paakaenda ku SADC tribunal over Zimbabwe's land reform, and Zimbabwe did not comply. Hence, other nations complained, and the SADC tribunal was suspended from then. Impact on future summit. Number five, Hichilema's absence might set a precedent for future summit with other leaders, potentially considering similar actions if diplomatic relations deteriorate. This could affect the effectiveness of SADC as a platform for regional cooperation. Now, can he boycott, considering that he's supposed to hand over the chairmanship of the organ to the Tanzanian president? Can he boycott? Sorry, that was number 4. Number 5, impact. Number 5, mixed reaction from Zimbabwe leaders. Within Zimbabwe, the ruling party may react defensively, accusing Hichilema of undermining regional unity. Conversely, opposing voices in Zimbabwe may support Hichilema's stance, viewing it as a validation of their concerns about the current government's practices. Mixed reactions from Zimbabwe leaders. Number 7, increased scrutiny of SADC's role. Already SADC's role is under scrutiny. This situation may prompt re-evaluation of SADC's role in mediating conflicts and fostering democratic governance. Leaders may discuss the need for stronger mechanisms to address electoral integrity and human rights within member of states. Now, scrutiny for SADC, that is very, very needed. If SADC is to mean anything at all, it should mean anything. Number 8, potential for new alliances. Should we destroy SADC and create new alliances? This may happen. Nations may have new alliances where they sideline other nations. Hichilema's stance could lead to the formation of new alliances among SADC leaders who prioritize democratic governance, human rights, potentially reshaping the landscape within the organization. So we may see new alliances happening. That is very, very likely. So remember, tomorrow is SADC public lecture at the University of Zimbabwe. Following the public lecture at the UZ, there's going to be SADC Organ Troika Ministerial Committee and Summit. So the Troika is supposed to happen tomorrow. Are we going to see all the leaders of other states coming into Zimbabwe? Of course, leaders may opt to not sleep in Zimbabwe. Anyways, however, nyika dzese dziri padhuze neZimbabwe, so leaders can actually come to Zimbabwe and live pavanenge vachida kuita live. That is very possible. Should Hichilema not come, obviously he will send strategic representation to Zimbabwe, like what he did on the recent environment summit that was supposed to happen. Big up to everybody who was watching us live. I'm just going to read some of the comments. Brian Lungu says, hi bro, thanks the news. Pasna Mnangagwa, vanu havachadi doku. That is Timbaze, Chivaka Chinyama. Nila Rusike said loud and clear. Thank you very much. Gilbert Nasho says, I think he's going to boycott. He's not safe in Zimbabwe. I think he will send a representative. That is very likely. Zulex, enough respect. Thank you very much for that one. I'm happy that Zambia didn't send their soccer team yesterday. Okay, I'm not preview of that news there. I'll look more into it on Zambia's soccer team. That would be very significant. If that happened, it's highly likely that he will boycott. Anderson Chimkono from Tare, Godfrey Chirapa said loud and clear, wonderfully created, say watching from United States. Pride Mkono, ZANPF is finished watching from Blawai, Richard Rashid Nkomo, Simbisai Makwarimba, Blessing Moore says ZANU-PF must go. Watching from Cape Town, Mufare Washe means Ntombi Zodwa. Edgar Mariwa Zili say watching from Kempton Park, Jobek. Maxwell Mabutu says ZANU-PF must go. Rest in peace, Darlington. Mija Sikatele means Taneta. Okay, Sikatele. All right. I will not forget that one. Thank you very much for that one. Gloating Kiwani. It is unfortunate they gang against the only ray of hope for us. Our sun sets on noonday. That is very true. Message there from Gloat and Kiwani. That is very true. I salute Ramaphosa. I salute Akanda Hichilema, not Ramaphosa, a fool in a suit. That is a message from Musariri. Miriam Mujidziwa. Dok Nep Zanungai Vetetambura. SADC must be abolished. We want new alliances. When new alliances come, that will be a game changer. Another one says SADC is dead. So most of these things will take initiatives from the citizens to participate in these programs as we come up with alternatives. What can we do? And as we do that, remember there is the Patriot Act. We should not invite sanctions because we will see ourselves going behind bars. So we should be very, very careful. And also know that any Zimbabwean is a Zimbabwean. So they are free to come up with ideas on how we can better our society, on how we can better our community. We as Zimbabweans, we are free to come up with ideas. We are very free to do that, to come up with our own alliances on what can we do. How can we take our region forward? How can we take our nation forward? So it's highly likely that he will send a representative. Anyways, let me just put the key issues that we are on the SADC agenda on the screen. Remember, I checked the report. Troika. I didn't see Zimbabwe. So it seems it is another report. Key issues. The summit will address various critical issues, including report from the chairperson of the organ on politics. I'm not sure if it is the current report or there's going to be another report. I think every time these guys meet, they're supposed to have a new report every time. They're supposed to be having a report each and every time. All right, that was it for now. I'm going to be back again at 9:30 or 10 p.m. Enough respect to everybody who was watching us live. So, the truth is, there is no confirmed report on Hakainde Hichilema boycotting the SADC summit. Of course, now you cancel culture and basically laws of human nature. Sometimes when it's not creative journalism where we present our claims as facts, that should not happen because it will mislead the people into having misled perceptions. However, anybody is free to make their own opinion. So if it's an opinion, we should be responsible enough to present our opinions as opinions, not to present our opinions as fact. What is likely to happen are things like that. Big up to Sam Jetta, says Mnangagwa is undermining SADC. So to those who will be watching us still live, what can we do about this? Please do write your suggestions in the comment section below. Right about now, as things stand, both Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa and Hakainde Hichilema are under pressure. With that, I sign out. Dr. Clarence is the name. TV7 Live is the channel. As always, thank you for watching, and I'm out.
What shall we do?
What shall we do? Write your suggestions in the comment section below.